Everybody, happy Saturday night, happy Easter, Buona Pasqua, and happy Passover to everybody. Tonight we're going to be doing a sauteed halibut. I'm going to top that with Gremolata. Gremolata traditionally is served in northern Italy, around Milano. It's served over ossobuco or roasted meats. It's primarily parsley, garlic, and lemon, or lemon zest. I'm going to do a variation of that. That's going to go on top of the fish. And the fish is going to go on top of sauteed zoodles, so zucchini noodles. So let me show you what I got going here. And let me flip the camera around. There we go. So I have a bowl of zoodles, zucchini noodles, that I made with my zoodler attachment on my KitchenAid mixer. I've started a pan with a little bit of avocado oil and some garlic in there. Hey, Robin and Catherine. So that's going to be where I'm going to saute the zucchini in. This is a traditional way to flavor the oil before you put the vegetables in there. In this case, the zucchini in there. It adds a little more punch to the flavoring. And then I've got a pound of halibut here that I purchased at Sunfish, and typically you want to use 6 to 8 ounces of fish per person or per serving. This is about a pound, so it's going to be a healthy serving for Mary and I. And let's see what else. So let me do this. Let me flip this around again and get this thing propped up in position here, and hopefully it's not recording sideways like it was last time. How's that? Okay, let me just move this around a little bit so you guys can see everything. And I've got my overhead lights turned off so you can see the pan as I'm cooking there. So first off, I want to take the skin off the fish. Again, I've got a very sharp knife. I'm going to start at one end, and then I'm going to grab it and work my knife through. To take the skin off. You can also put your hand on the fish as well. And this dish will work with just about any kind of fish. So there's my skin. That's going to go in the trash bag, out in the garbage. And then I'm going to cut this in half. And so I've got two pretty equal size servings of fish. So I'm going to dry those off. Now you can do this with salmon. You can do it with cod. Hey, Kathleen Palmer. Hi. Hang on, let me wash my hands. And really just about any kind of fish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute it in this pan. Let me get the heat going here. And I'm going to saute it for 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to add a little butter and a little avocado oil to the pan for my lubricant there. And then I'm going to add some wine to it and then throw it in the oven. And this is, maybe a 1/2 inch thick, so that's going to be about 5 minutes in the oven. And if you get that would do well for salmon as well, about 5 minutes. And if you have a thicker fish like sea bass, or you have a thicker piece of halibut or whatever, then you maybe want to go 7-8 minutes max. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a nice sear on the top of it. Season it with a little salt and pepper. And then we're going to add white wine to it. It's going to steam it, and it's going to make it, when the fish comes out, it will be really moist and tender from the steam from the white wine. Who else joined? Fred Shudo. All right, we got Old Home Week here. Kathleen and Fred. Okay, so my garlic is heating up very nicely in there. One of the other things you can do too, if you want to add a little punch to your vegetables, I like a little heat. So I'm going to take just a little, a pinch of chili flakes and put it in there as well. And when you do this, you can do this with any herbs or spices that you want. And hey, Josette. And flavoring the oil really adds a lot to the dish. Okay, so I've got this guy warming up, that guy warming up, and let's see. I think I'm in pretty good shape here. Let me wash my hands one more time. And that beep was the oven saying it's ready. I was really surprised when I went shopping for the fish. This company that I buy my fish at, Sunfish, they're primarily a wholesale supplier, and they have a beautiful retail case with fresh fish in it, obviously. And man, they had almost nothing, so I don't even know if they're going to be in business next week. It was pretty scary. So I want to get this nice and hot. I probably should have started this 5 minutes ago, but Sylvie. I'm gonna just check on my garlic. I don't want to burn it, so it's getting a little brown. That's a good sign. And I've got this on low heat. I got a Wolf cooktop here, and it has high, medium, low, and then it has simmer. So I have it on medium, so you can see it's bubbling a little bit. And now my saute. I want to get this a little bit hotter. So. This whole thing with doing these demos and cooking came about. Our neighbors got together about a month ago, and we were all sitting on our front lawns 6 feet apart, and one of the neighbors was saying, my kids really like fish, but I really don't know how to cook fish. And then like 4 or 5 people were like, I really don't know how to cook fish. So I was like, well, I know how to cook fish. So I thought I would start doing stuff like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the halibut in here. The main thing is when you get the fish in there, you don't want to mess with it. You're not trying to like pick it up and check on it every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic out of there. Let me get rid of this. And I'm going to turn the heat up on this guy. Get this guy out of the way. Okay. So while that's sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and make the Gremolata. So what I have here is a nice bunch of parsley. It's probably, if you compress it down, it's like a half a cup. What I do is I peel the leaves off so I don't have a whole lot of stem in with my parsley. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a chiffonade, but basically I'm going to wrap it up and then give it some fine chops. I'm not trying to make a paste here. I want this to be kind of coarse as I'm chopping. So let me go ahead and put that in there. Okay, and then my other ingredients for my Gremolata are 2 anchovy fillets. I rinsed them off. They come packed in oil. Chop those babies up. Okay, now my fish is doing pretty good. I'm starting to see a little brown around the edge. I'm going to get a spoonful of capers or so. Chop them up. And then for the lemon component, you could do lemon zest or preserved lemons, lemon confit. I happen to have a whole lot of lemon juice from my yard. When you grow lemons, you get a lot of lemon juice. So I'm going to put about a couple tablespoons of lemon juice in there. Oh, I'm going to do garlic too. Here's my garlic. So I have a clove. I'm a gadget guy. I love gadgets. Our friends Linda and Don, hi Kim, gave us this little neoprene sleeve. You take a clove of garlic. It helps if it's kind of round, not flat. And basically what it does is removes the little husk. So I don't want a lot of garlic in here because raw garlic's kind of strong. So just a single clove of garlic, chop that up. It's kind of nice if you can do this maybe a couple hours ahead and let the flavors meld together. Okay, I think my fish has been, about 5 minutes or so. Let me see what I got here. Okay, I got a nice little sear on it. You can see it's still pretty raw in there. So now it's time for some 2-buck chuck. I want about less than a half an inch in there. That's going in the oven for 5 minutes. Let's make our zoodles. Okay, we'll have to add our seasoning for that, salt and pepper. All right, let me finish this guy. So I'm going to add some olive oil, and I want to have a ratio of about 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 olive oil to lemon. Need some pepper as well. Let me just that up. I don't know if you can see that. Nice and bright green. Okay. Let's try it here. Needs a little more pepper. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's set that aside. Now my zoodles I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I'm just trying to get these kind of wilted. I don't want them really mushy. Kind of a great low-carb way to, well, it's not really pasta, right? It's just, but it's a nice way to eat zucchini. So you get towards the end, I'm going to add a little cream and some Parmesan. better than that. Hope you guys are all doing well. I heard in Italy they're going to let them out of quarantine May 3rd. My Italian friends are all hoping and praying for that. This is really nice because usually when we do fish, I do it this way. Recipe I did last week with the beurre blanc and the lemon beurre blanc and the capers, you can put that over the fish. You can just do a little bit of olive oil over the fish if you don't like anchovies and capers and parsley. But just trying to show you guys some different options for cooking for yourselves. This is like dinner for two. Actually, for the zucchini, I generally do 1 zucchini per person per serving. I was at the store the other day and I bought 3, so I'm making all 3. We'll have a little leftovers. It'll be great tomorrow. Just heat it up and have that with something else for lunch. And usually we just have fish and a salad. That's a nice meal by itself there. So that's still pretty crunchy. I'm going to add a little wine to try to get the steam up a little bit here. Turn the heat up. I want to try to get all my food to cook around the same time, or to be ready around the same time. And really my prep work for this was maybe 15 minutes. You know, I have a zoodler that goes on my KitchenAid mixer, and that took a few minutes. Getting the parsley ready, gosh, getting the garlic, that's about it. I mean, it's really pretty simple. It's really a nice meal. I like it anyway, and Mary does too. We're getting there. I can tell that the coloring on the zoodles has changed. The fish is ready. I'm going to just keep it in there for a second. My oven's going to turn down to 125, so I'm not going to overcook the fish. Let's see how we're doing. No, it's still a little, actually, that's getting pretty good. Let me add a little more seasoning to that. Okay. Okay, now I want to give it kind of a finishing touch. So I'm going to add a little cream to that. Don't need much, maybe, I don't know, a quarter cup or so. And that's going to just turn everything white. So I like to thicken this up a little bit. So I'm going to have some fresh grated Parmesan here. I'm going to add, I don't know, what was that, a half a cup or something like that. And I like to get the Parmesan in the chunk and grate that. I've bought the kind where it's pre-grated in the can or in the container, and it doesn't have as much of that Parmesan flavor taste to it. It's kind of weak or something. So let me grab a fork. Try this out. Turn that off. Oh man, that is good. You know, I can really get the bite from the pepper and the nice little heat on the back. You know, zucchini's kind of boring. You have to do something to it. So let me get the fish. All right, time plate it up. You know, it'll be really nice on this. A little fresh nutmeg. So let's do this. Get my microplaner out. Let's put a little fresh nutmeg on there. Take my, ooh, that's hot, baby. Oh, like my fish is just falling apart. It's so tender. Look at that. All right. Okay, my Gremolata on there, a little bit more of the sauce. Mary, dinner's ready. All right, let's try this. Oh, delicioso. That was really good. You guys see that okay? No, maybe you didn't see that. That is really good. Why don't you try this? I'll write up the recipe. I'll take this video and put it on YouTube. And again, happy Easter, happy Passover, Buona Pasqua, and Buon Appetito. See you guys maybe next week.